646, and this is the matter of Valerie Sutherland and Keith Licata, and both are here. Ms. Sutherland is in person, Mr. Licata is on Zoom. This date time set to German child support. Let's see. Yes, do you have a recommendation for support?
Yes, we ran support, and the calculations at 0 overnights for the father came out to a total of $646. However, that does not include the $150 filing fee, which we would recommend. And there is also a birth expense. The total that Medicaid paid for the birth was $722.37. So the father's portion of that would be $477. So we would recommend that $25 monthly be added to that 646 base support number to reimburse for the birth expense.
All right, and ma'am, you're Valerie Sutherland?
Yes, I am.
All right, and do you agree with the recommendation?
He just recently got another job, so the information that was provided is not correct.
Oh.
He has another job as well.
So like a second job, or?
Yes, he does.
All right. I guess, sir, where are you working right now?
I do landscaping for the summer.
Landscaping? All right. Who are you looking for then in the summer doing landscaping? Who do you work for in the summer doing landscaping?
Oh, a buddy of mine.
And do you have another job that you work as well?
Yeah, you guys have that on file.
Oh, okay, where's that at?
Oh, Roscam.
Roscam?
You don't have the file right there. Yeah, she should have it.
Okay, maybe she does, but I'm asking you.
Advanced food technology? Yeah, advanced food technology.
Okay. And that's the information you have?
That's correct, sir.
All right. And so you do the landscaping in addition to that then?
Yeah, I just started it last week. My buddy contacted me saying he needed some help. So I came and started helping him doing landscaping for this summer.
Oh, okay. How many hours do you plan on doing that?
I average around like 30 hours.
So in addition to a full-time job, you're working another 30 hours with your buddy doing landscaping?
Yeah, I mean, when I realized I'm going to be paying child support, I thought it'd be a smart move.
Okay. All right. Ma'am, you brought that up. You wanted that considered in the calculation as well?
I do. Due to my son's medical condition, doctor bills are getting a little expensive, and I'm paying medically of prescriptions and stuff, which are becoming a little hectic due to him not having his son on his insurance. He recently was working at Advanced Food Technologies, and he quit and then went to Loomis and he reapplied at Advanced Food Technologies for third shift and never put our son on his insurance that I'm aware
of. Okay. Sir, was it your intent to put your son back on the insurance?
He actually already is. I've been paying for the last couple of months. And I have proof of that.
Do
you have a card of some sort that
me?
Have like an insurance card or something that you get from the insurance?
Yeah, I have my insurance that I can forward over to you guys.
So, ma'am, the medical is taken care of in the support order. Part of that $646 a month is ordinary medical, which is prepayment toward a certain threshold of uncovered medical expenses.
Okay.
And then if the medical expenses exceed that in any year, there's a percentage in the order for each of you to pay toward those uncovered medical expenses.
Understand.
Okay, so that's kind of taken care of. As far as expenses that would be considered medical expenses, he's told me here he has the child on insurance. If he does, great. If not, the order would indicate, and we'll go out to his employer, that his employer has to put the child on the medical insurance if it's available for a reasonable cost, and that's defined as 6% or less of his gross income.
That I'm aware of that.
Okay.
The medical billings that we have listed at the hospital for Spectrum Health when I get billed are my Blue Care Network and his Medicaid. So his father's information has not been passed on to Spectrum because I've been paying it.
So you might get proof of that insurance to Ms. Sutherland and any medical care providers for your child as soon as possible?
Is there any way I can fax it over to Linda, or was that her name? One of the front of the court people?
Oh, she works in the prosecutor's office. I think you should just get it to the other party if she's the one seeking medical care.
Me and Valerie are on speaking terms right now, so everything's going through the courts.
All right.
I'd rather prefer to keep it that way too. So.
Facilitate that.
As we're not the private attorney for either party, I would be
I have
hesitant.
a number listed for Spectrum Health. He can send it to.
Okay.
So you can just send it to the healthcare provider. So they have it on their record.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting bills from Spectrum Health, so they must have it on file or something, because I just recently got one.
Something you guys are going to have to figure out. Sir, do you agree with the support recommendation, $646 per month?
Yeah, I had a concerning question. How do I go about getting parenting time? Because that's not established right now.
Okay. Today's hearing is just about support, so you could file a motion regarding parenting time. It would be a motion as a request for the court to take some action, and you could ask for parenting time in that motion.
Sir, I apologize. Sorry to interrupt. Will you be ordering the birth expense reimbursement? That would be an additional $25 a month, which would bring that total to $671, or are you waiving the birth expense?
No, the birth expense would be it.
Okay. I apologize. I just wanted to make sure my notes were correct.
So yeah, they have forms here you can fill out for parenting time, or you can find them online.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that.
And that would be set for a hearing. All right, as far as the support goes, with the explanation of how the medical works and the fact that I hate to, if someone goes out and gets some extra hours to help make ends meet, especially with a pretty big bill being proposed here, $671 per month, I don't like to hold that against them. The reason for bringing that up by Ms. Sutherland was the medical condition. And like I said, that's already provided for in the order to be split according to a percentage. So
as long as the insurance is being covered and stuff, I don't think I'll be racked on too much with medical.
Okay. And then and then like I said, he's going to prepay a portion. What portion of that 646 goes for ordinary medical?
It is $621 base support, $25 a month ordinary medical.
So that's his prepayment. He's going toward that threshold. Like I said, once that threshold is met, I think it's $450 or something. Uncovered medical costs. If you have out-of-pocket costs, then everything after that is split according to the percentage.
Okay.
All right. So the total amount owed, sir, would be $646 per month for the support and ordinary medical, and then $25 for the birth expense. You'd be ordered to pay $477 of that back. It's a little over half of what it actually costs. Then there's $150 filing fee. I can give you 6 months to pay that. All right.
Yeah, I have a question. So how does that payment process work? Is it automatically withdrawn from my checks, or?
It should be. If your employer is on file in the system here that the friend of the court has, when they get the case, they'll send an income withholding out to your employer, and then they'll hold that out of your wages. You get paid twice a month, it'd be roughly half each time, or if you get paid weekly, it'd be a quarter each time.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Yep,
All right,
sounds
you
good.
get those orders, you should be all set. All right.
All right, thank you.
Collins and Alexander Belkamp. Mr. Belkamp is here with counsel. Mr. Shepherd's here on his behalf. Ms. Collins has not appeared. And like I said, Mr. Shepherd's here for the defendant. Ms. Robinson's here on behalf of the prosecutor's office. Did you have an update or recommendation in this matter?
Yes, the notes I have indicate that the plaintiff's income was imputed, as we have no income information that was provided, nor was any found. The defendant did provide his. Plaintiff has 0 other children. Defendant has 2 other children. They have 50-50 overnights. So the defendant has 182.5. There is, of course, $150 filing fee. The total Medicaid paid for the birth was $5,077.92. The defendant's portion of that would be $3,758. We would recommend $25 monthly. We show a base support of $280 and an ordinary medical of $28 a month. So the recommendation would be $308 a month before you add in any payment for the filing fee or the birth reimbursement.
All right, and Mr. Shepherd, your client agree with that recommendation?
No. Well, let me say it this way, and I don't know that Ms. Thompson, she probably wouldn't have the benefit of what's taken place in this case. These folks don't have 50-50 anymore. The court would recall this was the case where there was some drug testing done. Mom's parenting time has been suspended. She does have supervised time. She has 0 overnights. So I think we may need to recalculate, given that mom has no overnights. Dad essentially has this child round the clock, other than these a couple of hours of supervised visitation here and there. We have no indication that mom's even working. I think the last time she spoke, Your Honor, she was on what I call the gonna plan. She was gonna get some work or gonna get a job or that kind of thing. My guy does nothing but work. So he did provide his income information. We would ask that the court calculate support based on that. I think what happened here, and we understand the confinement expenses, they are what they are. But I think what happened here is that mom may have filed this thinking that she would have the child, but obviously she doesn't. So.
All right. I do recall that there were proceedings regarding custody and parenting time.
And they were recent, so Ms. Thompson would not have the benefit of knowing that, Judge.
Right.
No, we were unaware of those changes.
And Ms. Collins has not appeared. All right. I guess at this point, it'd be my intent that a 0 support order be entered for Mr. Belkamp to pay. So there wouldn't be any ongoing support obligation. The birth expense doesn't sound like that's objected to, so that would be ordered $3,758 out of the total of $5,077. 25 a month's pretty low. Sir, can you afford to pay $50 a month toward that?
Well, I'm gonna have to look, because I know when we went into the day to do the birth, I mean, they took all my stuff for work for my insurance information. So I'm not sure if they billed the state or if that went towards on my actual insurance. Cause I mean, they took all my records before the child was even born. And I mean, the kid was up on my personal work insurance all the way up until I think the first week of last November. So, I mean, it's only been so many months that it would even been picked up by the state. Cause I had Blue Cross Blue Shield for the longest time.
Oh. How about if I just adjourn the whole thing for a month or two and you can look into that? And then was there another hearing set on the parenting time or custody, Mr. Shepherd? Do you remember?
She claimed that she was going to get an attorney, and you indicated that the order would enter in this case would be done, except that if she said she was going to hire Mr. Greer, you indicated that if Mr. Greer wanted to file a motion to revisit this, he certainly could. But at this point, that I haven't seen anything from him. And I appreciate Alexander's comments regarding insurance. I was unaware of that. I think he was unaware that there was some sort of outstanding amount due, given that, Blue Cross Blue Shield is probably about the best insurance you can have, at least here in Michigan. So we appreciate the adjournment, Judge, but no, there is nothing formally set as it relates to parenting time. You kind of left that in Amber's court.
Okay. So at this point, I guess, does either side object to adjourning this to let him look into the insurance portion?
No, sir.
All right. We'll adjourn this. It'll be reset by the court. So you'll get a notice in the mail. I'm not ordering you to pay support at this time. And we'll hold off on the birth expenses until you can check that out and see if any of it was covered or could be covered by your insurance. All right.
Thank you, Judge. Thanks.
All right. Can you
Thanks.
hear me? We're all set.
He's driving.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Is that Mr. Roseman? Can you see him?
Yeah, I can see him. I think he's in the car.
Connect his audio. I don't know how to get his attention. This is for him, not you, man.
Okay.
All right. Sir, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. Good. We'll take up file 2022-58702. Matter of Kayleen Craner and Eric Rosema, and both are here via Zoom. It's date and time set for hearing. Ms. Robinson's here from the prosecutor's office, and we'll proceed. Ms. Robinson, do you have a recommendation for support?
Yes, sir, we do. For the purposes of the record, I want to put on that the plaintiff is underemployed at this point, so has been imputed. The plaintiff has one additional child. Defendant has 0 additional children. This was recalculated recently to include the 48 overnights that defendant now has. The defendant's income was calculated using his year-to-date regular pay plus his overtime minus the dues that he had, and we did not include double time, meals, or any per diem in this calculation. Our calculation for the base support is $1,194. Ordinary medical is $32. Childcare is $546, showing a total support recommendation of $1,772. There is a $150 filing fee. The birth expense paid by Medicaid was $926.41. That would make $778. The defendant's portion, we would recommend that in addition to the support, there is a $25 a month monthly birth expense reimbursement added.
All right. Sir, do you agree with that recommendation?
Yeah.
All right. Ma'am, do you agree with the recommendation?
Yes.
Well, actually,
All right.
I got a few questions actually.
Okay.
I was wondering, since you said that doesn't come on my per diem, correct?
We did not include your per diem in our calculation.
Okay, because I'm not always guaranteed 40 hours. Like the last 2 weeks, I've only got like 26 hours in. I sent over those check stubs.
Yes, we got those, which is why, because of that fluctuation, we went by your year-to-date pay and divided that up instead of just looking at, maybe a few weeks where you had a lot of hours or a few weeks where you had very little. We just went by how much you had already made this year and then divided it that way.
Because see, also the account, I have no hotels in there. Like I've been paying like $910 a week in hotels. And I mean, my per diem only covers like what, 500? Because I don't work every single day, but I'm so far away, I can't go home every day.
So what is it that you do?
Work in substations, travel pretty much cross country.
All right. So it requires you to be away from home?
Correct.
All right. And your employer covers $500 per week. Is that what you said for
Well,
lodging?
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, it fluctuates, but yeah, like right now it's $100 a day, but I have to stay down here 7 days a week, and I'm only working 5 days. Or heck, I've only worked 3 days because I got rained out twice.
All right. So the 500 a week doesn't cover your lodging for the week?
No, not even close. I mean, I've been coming out of my pocket by $410. That's with our discount, even at our hotels.
The per diem that we have on the last check is $200 a day. The one before that was $125 a day.
Yeah, that one's wrong. Because I'm only getting $100 a day. And I can have people that can vouch for that.
Can I say something?
Sure.
He chose to work this though. And I have to take care of his child, no matter if he works there or not. So,
So, ma'am, are you working? She said you're underemployed. What's that mean?
I work, but I'm only relieved because I'm in nursing school. So I only work 8 to 16 hours a week.
I'd like to say something though. I got told, Kinsley. Okay. Yep.
Hold on a second.
Yep.
So, ma'am, you're also in nursing school, you said?
Yes, sir.
How many hours a week is that?
I have 12-hour clinical days, and then I go to class for 2.5 hours for 2 days. So we'll just like round it up to 20. And then that doesn't include like homework time or anything like that.
All right. And then is there travel back and forth to school as well?
Yeah. I go to Muskegon.
All right. So between the 8 to 16 hours that you work and the 12-hour day and the other days that you go to school, that's the necessity for the childcare?
Yeah.
So, all right. Sir, what do you want to ask?
Well, let's see. She told me if I paid daycare through the whole week, because she was only going twice a week. Now she's been going full week since like January 9th. She said that reason was so she could work. But now she's not working, and half of the time she's just not doing anything. Like, I don't have a problem paying for that, but I thought she would have helped me. That's why I was kind of helping her.
Oh, she testified that she was working 1 to 2 days a week, or 8 to 16 hours a week.
Mm-hmm. I have to have time for homework too.
Yeah. Sir, I don't have a problem taking some of that off of your income if you have an excess and it's a work-related expense.
I mean, yeah, I'm going $410. It's hard. It's going to be hard for me to survive if I have to go $410 even out of my pocket, more plus paying that. Because pretty much a child support seat. What's that?
It's about $400. It's about $400 a week in excess of what your employer gives you for your lodging.
Yeah. Yes, correct. Yes, sir.
All right. Now the
That's,
records of
that's only
said that you're getting 200 a day.
I'm not getting 200 a day. I can tell you that right now.
It appears that the per diem may change based on the location, because
yes,
one
ma'am.
check we have provided showed a per diem of $125. The next one, the most recent one we have, shows a per diem of $200.
And also, though, that one they gave me $200 on, they're doing that to help me out. Because that's not even my wages that they sent. They're just doing that to give me a little bit more money.
Yes, and that is why we did not include the per diem in our calculation. We did not include any double time that you have received, any meals, any of that reimbursement. And we also took your dues that you're required to pay out of what we put your income in at. But so before we gave your income, we took that out.
Did you consider that? I don't always get overtime though. Like, I don't always get overtime at all.
I understand, sir. That's why we went with the year to date, how much you have made, and then averaged it out. It appears.
Okay, did you consider not only the $410 I'm losing for my hotel now? That's not counting food or nothing. That's just counting the hotel expenses. Not my food, not my gas, nothing whatsoever.
Sir, all we have is that you have year-to-date made almost $35,000, and we did not include any of the extras that we show you are getting.
So I guess go and take $200 a week off of his income and rerun it, and we'll take a quick break to allow that to happen.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. They're going to subtract 200 from his income each week, and we'll get an updated recommendation.
$200 a week?
Yeah, that 400 that you pay in excess of the per diem is per week, right, sir?
Yeah, that's per week. Yeah. And that's not including my food and gas to get from here to there and eat.
I understand.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
All
I
right,
will
we'll be right back. We'll have an updated recommendation.
go do that.
All right, we're back on the record.
Yes, sir. With removing $200 a week from what we had the defendant's income at, the base support calculation is $1,121. Ordinary medical is at $31, and child care is $540, giving us a support total of $1,692.
All right, so sir, it took about $80 off. Is there anything further you want to address?
Yeah, like, are we gonna split the daycare suspenses?
Yeah, that would be a split.